Hi, my name is Skylar Gray, and this is my linguistics project on my invented language, aetnuri. The speakers of aetnuri belong to the race Luluthan on the world of Regalis. Aetnuri is considered to be the common speech for the Luluthan, and while there may be regional differences of the language, every Luluthan knows this to be the basis of their speech, meaning that no matter, regional differences or historical, every Lilithan knows this intrinsically to be the base of their speech. So other elements that are, that occur later on throughout the language are simply the language evolving. However, the base of it has always remained constant and the same. The Lilithan are not the only inhabitants of Regalis. However, for the purpose of this assignment, we will only be focusing on the Lilithan and their language aetnuri. So some physical characteristics of the Lilithan, which would be pointed ears, long hair, and genderless bodies. As you may have guessed, the Lilithan look like elves. In Lilithan culture, gender is abstract, and there's truly little way to distinguish between sexes. In fact, most sexes are born infertile until some choose to undergo a rite of passage, which allows those who pass the test to give birth. Some attempt this test, however, most do not succeed. And due to how low the success rate is, the elves that do pass this rite of passage are revered in Lilithan culture and speak a higher form of aetnuri, which will be touched upon in a little later on. So aetnuri follows the subject-verb order syntax. The language uses suffixes in order to signify the tense of the verb. So these tenses, are used in syntactic structures. The various tenses are integrated into sentence structures and where they help convey, action or events that are taking place in relation to the past, present, or future. The tense, along with the rest of the syntactic elements in the sentence, helps contribute to the overall meaning and clarity of communication. And because they value such like simple, I guess, word order and what, they value simplicity, and therefore these tenses are constant throughout the different regions of Regalis where Lilithans can be found. So for the past tense, you would add the suffix of and onto the verb. And for the present tense, you would add the suffix of onto the verb. And then for future, you would add and. So here's an example of these tenses being used in the syntax. So we're given the sentence, the cat ran away. And so in past tense, this would be tika rigand zug. So tika is in reference to the cat because in aetnuri, all nouns have the before it. So there's no, way to get rid of that because it's my language. Reg would be the verb, which means to run, and zug means away. So for present, we have the cat is running away. And so, present, in present aetnuri, that would be tika rega zug. And then for simple future, we're given the cat will run away. And now in aetnuri, it will be tika regan zug. So you may have noticed that in terms of simple future, it assumes the will part of it, as it does in English. In the language of aetnuri, there is a verb to express to will. However, that is a different verb. And when it comes to simple future, you just assume that will is a part of the sentence, to help signify that it will take place in the future. But using the verb will is a different matter. So, as I said before, gender is a very important feature in the language aetnuri. Since very few people pass the rite of passage, showing individuality is very important in their culture. So, which is why we have so many pronouns usage, as seen here. So for I, it would be lu, and you, it would be dur, And for he and she, it would be azim. And it would be yama. And them, it would be ursa. And then for them, but formal, it would be iri. Now, formality is also important in the culture of the Lulafans. As mentioned, those who undergo the passage of maturity speak a different variation of aetnuri, which is deemed to be a higher form of the language. And so there truly is no, everyone in Lulafan culture is equal to each other unless you are those who are part of the, who pass the rite of culture. And those who do pass the rite of culture, there are different pronoun usage. So as seen here, this is what those who, I guess, who don't speak the higher form of the language would refer to those who do speak the higher form. So I guess, well, you can ignore that. So if you were part of the higher speaking form of the language, aetnuri, you would refer to yourself as lud. However, lower speaking now, you would refer to someone you as rod, and for he and she, rini, and for it would be le, and then for them, it would be iri. This concludes my presentation. I hope this covers all the bases of the aetnuri language and helps you grasp a little bit of how this language works in terms of whatnot, but that's all. Thanks.